Did you know? I mean, did people know about this?
I think there was knowledge amongst a certain group.
Sexy baby, sexy baby. You are such a sexy baby.
Hanks.
I'm not going to talk about Tom Hanks either, who is also a pedophile. Tom Hanks, folks, is a pedophile.
I, Henry, 471, and Cindy, 666.
Cindy, 66.
What else do you do?
Oh, well, like Henry said in his tape,
The usual stuff.
I belong to a choral group and I worship the devil.
Notice that in this image, we see another glove. But this time, we also see letters.
Tom Hanks shared his thoughts during the Harvey Weinstein scandal and the #MeToo movement in an interview. And the video has sparked a lot of people's interest on social media, where it is being alleged that Tom might have mistakenly exposed Hollywood and its nasty agenda. At the time, more than 90 women had accused Harvey Weinstein of SA, and this news made some question how, if true, such an abuse of power could have gone on for so many years seemingly hidden, while others referenced the knowledge to an open secret.
Did you know? I mean, did people know about this?
I think there was knowledge amongst the
Tom Hanks' interview with Jeffrey has gone viral lately since the public has linked his words to the supposedly open secret among Hollywood elites and stars, and they believe that Tom Hanks was hinting the fact that misconduct went on in Hollywood, but no one bothered because the perpetrators have power.
Where women are afraid to speak up because they'll be blacklisted, men are afraid to speak up out of the same fear, or they just think, well, this is the way the system works.
I think there are people that say, hey, this is how it works.
According to Tom, it seems like more people knew about what was going on, but were choosing not to say anything because some were afraid of losing their jobs while others thought it was normal, which is very weird. Tom Hanks never worked with Harvey Weinstein, but the beloved veteran actor also spoke to the New York Times about the disgraced mogul and what the uncovered allegations of harassment and assault reveal about Hollywood. Despite never working with Weinstein, Hanks said of the claims against the Miramax co-founder, including 3 women telling The New Yorker that Weinstein raped them. It all just sort of fits, doesn't it? His statement hinted on the grounds that Hollywood stars who had encountered Weinstein knew about his inappropriate behavior, but were kind of shielding him. When asked why Hollywood sheltered Weinstein despite rumors of his behavior, Hanks rejected the excuse, which Weinstein himself made, that his behavior could be considered old-fashioned. Well, that's a really good question, and isn't it part and parcel to all of society somehow that people in power get away with this? Hanks asked, further adding, look, I don't want to rag on Harvey, but so obviously something went down there you can't buy. Oh, well, I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and so therefore, I did too. Hanks emphasized that power in Hollywood can be rather manipulative. He opened up about the fact that power was not only important, it was also misused, and that he knew all kinds of people in the industry who loved hitting on or making the lives of underlings some degree of miserable, because they can. They think their achievements entitle them, Hanks said, proceeding to reference a quote about power. Somebody great said this, either Winston Churchill, Immanuel Kant. When you become rich and powerful, you become more of what you already are, Hanks said. In another interview, Tom Hanks, who previously admitted he wasn't surprised by the numerous allegations of SA against Weinstein and other Hollywood stars, forced himself to look back and address his own behavior. I know that I have participated in crude humor worthy of a baseball locker room on a set, he explained to the New York Times, and that's bad words and a degree of stupid sexuality in the confines of the circus. Hanks continued saying that he was asked by Diane Rhame on NPR if he had ever been aware of this type of sexual predatory behavior, and he said, well, it's easy to say no. I mean, I'm oblivious to an awful lot of this, but I'd be a fool to say that it's never happened on some job I've had because I'm not in every office. It was at this moment that Meryl Streep, being interviewed alongside Hanks, turned to her, the Post co-star, and informed him that there shouldn't be the idea of a locker room. She also stated that the payload was unloaded on women because that's the last group it's kind of okay to demean and degrade. Heeding his colleagues' comments, Hanks took a moment to consider his response when asked if he felt he was complicit in the scandal. And he said that he was never knowingly complicit, but that didn't mean that he wasn't oblivious. Judging from his many remarks, the public claimed that a lot of Hollywood stars knew what was going on but were not talking about it, and some even evaded the questions when asked. You know what's oddly liberating about this is that we would go off and make movies that have absolutely nothing to do with any of these topics, but journalists bring them up, you know? Tom said. Hanks, referring to his then new movie, The Post, which recalls the days leading up to the Washington Post's decision in 1971 to publish the government's secret history of the Vietnam War, added, "And this movie, this is what this entire film deals with. We made this movie about 1971, but it really is about 2017. There's no reason not to get involved in what this overpowering discussion is about. It was not the first or last time that Hanks addressed the #MeToo movement, and in another interview with The Hollywood Reporter, he mused that there's a lot of reasons people join the entertainment industry for a living. To some of them, making a movie is a life experience that can create an awful lot of joy," Hanks said. "You can meet the person you fall in love with, you can laugh your heads off. That's the good stuff. The bad stuff can happen on a movie as well. There are some people who go into this business because they get off on having power. And the times they feel the most powerful, which is why they went into the business, are when they are hitting on somebody who's underneath them. And I don't necessarily mean completely sexually. There are predators absolutely everywhere."
Which everybody is asking women, what do I put up with and when do I talk about? And men saying, I think we have to live by a code of ethics.
However, Hanks also said that he believes the industry is capable of turning things around. He also said that while Hollywood is not unique in this problem, there are plenty of men in the industry, and some women too, he added, who simply think it's okay to manipulate those under them in a sexual manner under the guise of either helping or hindering their career. They want influence. They want some degree of purchase to be able to have with their position, Hanks said. And they think somehow this is how it works. Don't you understand how this works? I'm the boss, and you are going to have to please me somehow. That is not just in Hollywood. That exists absolutely anywhere. While his words have been used by the internet to allege several things, they have also turned back on him, and now the pictures of lost clothing items he posts like gloves are being alleged as hints on his own predatory behavior as part of the elites he was previously talking about. Accordingly, Hanks appears to be the least likely guy to stir controversy. But somehow, the esteemed Oscar winner has managed to rouse contention due to his tendency to make bizarre Instagram posts, usually involving random objects he's found on his walks.
Well, it's lost objects, but it started with lost gloves. And first of all, there's a story behind them all. What happened? What happened to its mate? How did this glove get lost?
A few years ago, he started to do something odd on his Twitter account where he posted photos of people's lost belongings. Often, the image was of something missing its mate, a lost sock, a single glove, or a lone shoe. When NewsHour correspondent Jeffrey Brown sat down with Hanks to discuss his new book of short stories, Uncommon Type, he also asked about the actor's habit of chronicling lost items. The absolute best use of worldwide social media, you know, Hanks joked. 20 million followers later on, they're still hanging on whatever new kid's mitten is going to be found somewhere. When asked if he had ever reunited anyone with their lost belongings, Hanks said he had, but that's not why he posted about forgotten items. He claimed for him it was kind of like a visual haiku of separation, loss, freedom, or maybe loneliness in the big city. While he spoke lightly on his hobby, the seemingly innocuous posts have led to a series of conspiracy theories, and these conspiracists have alleged that the posts exhibit Hanks' flagrant admission of various sex crimes, with suggestions that the objects he finds are mementos of said crimes. These claims are both unsubstantiated and wholly unfounded, but have been so widely spread. The constant barrage of hate in the comments section left Tom Hanks with no choice but to stop people from commenting on his posts. In a sad but perhaps inevitable move, Hanks has disabled all his Instagram comments and seemed to have also disappeared from X. A fan on X said, "Lol." It seems Tom Hanks has removed himself from Twitter. He know he did wrong but can't face it. Another person with zero integrity. They seem to be trending. Another said, "Where is Tom Hanks? I have not seen or heard anything about him in the media or on social networks. It is like he has gone missing. I wonder what could possibly have happened to him." What do you think of Tom Hanks and the conspiracies surrounding him? Tell us in the comment section. Remember, this video is based on speculation and opinions. And if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more exciting updates. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.